Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Eternal the movie,
Save our existence from this nightmare!
or Sailor Moon Eternal. You wouldn't have had to be a fan of the Ruby Tuesday for any amount of time really to have seen how much we enjoy anime. Myself and my youngest teen son, it's the thing that we love to do together. We experience the world of anime, and sometimes that leads us into really bizarre furry corners of the world, and other times it leads us to high-pitched little ladies that are screaming about something, and that leads me to Sailor Moon the movies that is now on Netflix. So this is Sailor Moon Eternal movie review, non-spoilers. Let's get into it. Let me know in the comments below, how excited are you for this? Let's chat about it. Chat to me in the comments down below. Who's your favorite guardian? Usagi and Chiba Usa encounter Pegasus, who is in search of the chosen maiden who can break the seal of the golden crystal. At the same time, a mysterious trope called the Dead Moon Circus appears in town, their nefarious plan being to scatter nightmare incarnations known as lemures to seize the legendary silver crystal and to rule over the moon and earth, eventually coming to dominate the entire universe. So I'll hold up my hands and say, yeah, that's probably not the demographic for me, but I love anime, so I'll try anything. I'll watch it and give it a go. I have not seen all of the Sailor Moon episodes. I've seen some of them many years ago. You know, if they were just on TV and you would watch a couple of episodes and you get intrigued into the storyline. There are a lot of things that Sailor Moon, for those like newcomers that will hark back to the original kind of 90s or even 80s anime series, things that they do, like when these powers combine.
I am Captain Planet!
The changing of costumes to make you become some sort of supernatural entity, like the many versions of the Power Rangers we've had.
I'm morphing out of here.
Don't get me wrong, it's not Power Rangers, but they change, you know, from costume. Depending on the Guardian or which planet their powers come from our solar system, is what their powers will reflect on.
We can't give up.
These two movies are definitely ones that you need to watch kind of back to back. It's kind of one movie that's been separated. They were originally meant to be aired at the cinema during 2020, and then because of COVID that was pushed back, and so in beginning of January 2021 is when they're aired, and now Netflix obviously have the rights, and so now we're getting to watch them with our googly eyes. At the end of the first film there is an end credit clip scene that you for fans, you'll probably want to watch that. So this anime, Sailor Moon, definitely harks back to many of the original animes that you've seen. It will pull threads to remind you of certain anime games as well, Final Fantasy, even when they combine their powers, they'll remind you of certain gods you can call in the Final Fantasy moments. Even the sound effects will remind you of that. And talking about the sound effects and the voice work, a lot of the voice original characters have come to do these two movies. I think most of them, as far as I read, that is the correct thing, I think, which I think will keep fans happy. And I think that's the name of the game here. If you're a fan of the original, you're going to love this. If you're a fan of the kind of the remakes, I don't even know if you can call it remakes, just that this is the season 4 arc that they're continuing from what's been going on, and I think we're gonna get more, but part 1 and part 2 is that season 4 arc, the dream arc. And so if you're a fan of it, you're probably already invested in it, and you're looking forward to how the animation style looks now, with a fairly decent budget, I guess. And the animation style is good, and when they transform it does look great, but I can't help but giggle when you get to the battle sequences, because if you're coming into this anime afresh and you've seen it on and you're like, oh, I wonder what that's all about, and you're hoping for very cool battle sequences, you're not really going to get that in here. But for the most part, what happens is the bad guys, and in this case it's the darkness, is gonna get you, and gonna get you down with your nightmares and mess with your mind, and eventually you're just going to have to overcome that, and then you overcome that and you call your powers back and you transform and you do a spell, and that is the battle sequence. You don't actually see much physical fighting. There's a lot of sound effect work here, a lot of vibrant bright colors that push out one way. For the most part, this is all about the characters and the story within, and those characters helping and like learning along the way. It reminds me of stuff like Care Bears. You know, Care Bears there is an innocence to this, and I think that's what a lot of people really have enjoyed about Sailor Moon. There's an innocence to this, although it does feel like these particular films have made the characters grow up somewhat. I don't know if you'll agree with that. I've seen some people talk about how this feels like a more adult version of it, and I can see that. There are interesting character dynamics that I think you'll enjoy as fans, and I think you will question if you if you're coming into it, you'll be like, what on earth is happening? There's a lot of high-pitched voices as well. The majority of your characters are guardians. Sailor Moon has her work cut out for her again. She goes on this interesting adventure where all the characters really have to find their powers, overcome that darkness of those nightmare moments, and then.
No, and then that's all I want.
And then they'll have to defeat the big bad, which in this case is that darkness. I don't want to give away any spoilers, because if you haven't seen it, there is a kind of a hark back to a story that was, which is why what is happening right now is happening. And I think that's a nice way to kind of keep it in tandem to what Sailor Moon actually is. There will be a lot of moments, like nostalgic moments for you with the score, the music as well. It all harks back to the original. And some of the moments when you get into I guess a crescendo moment, when you get into those moments where they've all fully powered, they got their costumes, you know something is going to go down, and the music heightens up. You're like, yeah, this is the moment we're waiting for, and I think that's what fans will really enjoy. For the most part, it is an enjoyable story. You know what you're getting when you're going into this. It's just a lot of fun. You know, it's nostalgic memories. At the same time, they've done it justice. So let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this film? I think they've done it justice. The voice work, the score, the soundtrack, the animation style between, you know, the 2D background artistry, I think looks great. It seems like it's been handled really with love and care, and like a love letter to the fans. I would agree with that. So let me know in the comments below, what rating would you give this? Having not seen all of the episodes, I don't feel like I can justify giving these two, because it sits somewhere in the story. I think you're going to enjoy this. If you're coming from it from fresh, you might be like, what on earth is happening? Maybe I now need to go back and find out what's happening. But the story is there, and you can see what it is about. It won't be for everybody, even if you're an anime lover. But I think there is definitely a core demographic of people that will love this. Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.